Slide 65, Lesson 4, Person. In grammar, if we want to describe certain words, we need to include what person they are, whether first, second, or third. So, person just simply means the speaker or the narrator, who's talking. So, we will use the word first person, which describes the person himself as doing the action or as existing in the state described by the verb. Now all that really means is that first person means I or we. When I say I will do something, I'm speaking in the first person. If I say we will do something, I'm speaking in the first person, but with a group of people. So first person just means I did, I know, I went. And it means also we did, we know, we went. We'll look at that shortly. So the next category is second person. Second person addresses the subject of the verb. So in English, that's just you. So if I say you did, or you know, or you went, I'm using the second person. So first person is when I am speaking and I say something about myself. I use the word I. And second person is when I'm speaking directly to somebody else and I'm saying you. Now in English, the word you can mean you're speaking to one person, or it can mean a group of people. You can say you. An older word, thou, in the King James Bible, is used when you are speaking only to one person. And in Hebrew, we'll find that we have different words for saying you to one person, and another word when we are saying you to many people. And we'll see that in the next slide. So second person means you or thou. And we have third person, which third person talks or writes about the subject of the verb. So you're talking to somebody about somebody else. So that somebody else is either a he, a she, or a they. And the singular is he or she. So we have he did or he went. And we can also have she went. So third person is talking to somebody about somebody else. That's third person. And we have the plural versions. So for first person, if it's just one person speaking in the first person, we have in English the word I did, I know, I went. But if we have a group of people that are speaking in the first person, they don't say I, they say we did, we knew, no, we went. So that's when I use the terms the words I or we in English, I'm using the first person. And if I'm using the terms you or thou, I'm using the second person. And again, you can say you to one person or you can say you to a group of people. So in English, we have the same word for you. Whether I say I'm speaking to one person or a group of people, I use the same word, you. In Old English, I would use the word thou to speak just to one person. And I'd use the word you for speaking to a group of people. And in Hebrew, there's two different words for when you're saying you to one person or you to a group of people. And finally, when you're using the third person, if you're speaking to one person, about one person, they're either a he or a she. So you say he did, or she did, or she went. And when you're speaking of a group of people, you use the word they. So they did, or they went. So that's speaking of the third person, because the third person, you are speaking to somebody about somebody else. So second person, you're speaking directly to somebody else. And first person, you're speaking of yourself, either singularly or as a group. So when you're speaking singularly, you say, I did, I know, I went. And when you're speaking collectively, you say, we did, we know, we went. So that's these grammatical terms, and we need to become familiar with these terms because we use it all the time when we are learning these new words and discussing grammar in various ways. So let's have a look at some examples of this person terminology.